Well, it's been quite the week for Bullet For My Valentine and Trivium, and it's only Wednesday.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
So news broke earlier this week that Bullet For My Valentine had pulled out of the Latin America, Australia, and Japanese legs of the Poisoned Ascendancy tour. Now, these tours weren't announced yet, but given the scale and scope of the tour, fans had assumed that after going to the UK, Europe, and North America, that the rest of the world would get the tour as well. This led to bassist Paolo Gregoletto speaking out on a live stream and leaving comments on their official TikTok, as well as Trivium calling the tour the Poisoned Ascendancy Farewell Tour. Now, before we go any further, in the video I made earlier this week talking about this, I said that I was just super sad to see this and hoped that cooler heads would prevail. And thankfully, that now appears to be the case, and both bands have seemingly moved past this and are currently in the process of finishing the North American dates of the tour. This is the right move and what's best for fans and everyone involved. But what the hell happened here? With as much information as is available, this is everything we know about what happened and also what we learned about plans for both bands as they move forward after this tour. So the first rumblings we had that something was going wrong was from a Mexican promoter called Evil Metal, who posted this on their Instagram on the 9th of May. Matt Tuck from Bullet For My Valentine has decided not to continue with the Poisoned Ascendancy tour alongside Trivium. They will only fulfill the last dates already agreed upon in North America. So plans for Australia and Latin America, including Mexico, are cancelled, although there is a possibility that Trivium may hit the country solo with the anniversary celebration of their album Ascendancy. Around the same time, Trivium bassist Paolo Gregoletto said this on a live stream.
South America, Australia, blah, blah, blah. Matt Tuck didn't want to do it after we had planned it, after stuff was already in the works. Don't know why. I think it would have been amazing. I think The Poison's a great album. I think the two records pair very well together, and I think would have been nice to give everyone around the world the chance to see the two together. But we are going to do North America on our own with other bands, and we will have a lot of special surprises because we will have more time to do stuff. So that's what it is.
As well as saying on TikTok, when talking about handling the situation with Matt Tuck, he's the sole decision maker of the band, and he has no respect for us or our crew. Trivium also made a tour poster change, calling it the Poisoned Ascendancy Farewell Tour, stating, "As we bring the Poisoned Ascendancy Tour to an end with just 4 shows left, make sure you don't miss your chance to come out and celebrate this 20-year anniversary with us." And from there, we have a bit of a media firestorm going. And honestly, this was just really surprising to me. I've been a fan of both of these bands for so many years now. Been very lucky to meet and chat with various members of both bands over the years. And whilst maybe this is the sort of thing that could have popped off in 2005, it's certainly not something that I don't think any of us were expecting to see in 2025. So why was there such a reaction from Trivium? Well, one thing I do know about booking and playing shows is that it's not only complicated and stressful at the best of times, it's also extremely costly if things start going wrong or plans suddenly change. We've had first-hand experience of this, particularly when headline bands we've booked have dropped off our bills. And honestly, without opening a whole can of worms, the situations that we and myself went through when stuff like that has happened to us, it very nearly killed any and all love I have for this music. So I can understand why Trivium were as frustrated as they were, as there was obviously plans to take this tour around the world, as Matt Tuck stated this to Nick Nocturnal a little while back.
How big of the world are we talking? Are we talking world? Are we talking, some of the world? What are you thinking here? That you can say?
The majority of it. Yeah, we're going from January to December, so put it that way.
Okay.
It's a long one.
It's a long one.
But we're still getting people whinging at us on socials. It's like, fuck, how many times do we have to say it? We're doing things incrementally, and we will probably be coming to a town near you at some point in 2025. So please just chill. We've got a plan, and we're sticking to it. And it's very rare that we have a plan that's so thorough. So people be patient. news coming in less than 2 weeks for a certain territory.
Right.
And then on to the next, we go a month later.
Certain territory.
It's all good, people. Chill. It's coming.
Y'all chill.
Now, from Bullet For My Valentine's side, none of the shows were cancelled because they weren't announced in the first place. So they're well within their rights to change their plans, if that's how they're feeling right now. Until contracts are signed, no band is obligated to do anything. But I think this statement from Matt Heafy actually gives insight into why perhaps there has been this change of heart. The link to the full statement about this and other statements is in the description if you'd like to read them. But this line stood out to me, and this is Matt Heafy talking about the Poisoned Ascendancy tour, saying, basically, in preparation for this incredible anniversary run, I found my head still plagued by the darkness and negativity I had written about on Ascendancy 20 years back. And I hadn't actually considered this point of view. For us as fans, we just love these albums because they remind us of great times, maybe a first gig or first festival. But for Bullet and Trivium, playing those songs every night means they have to mentally go back 20 years. And let's be honest, whilst it's nice to go for some nostalgia here and there, none of us want to relive things that we didn't enjoy from our past. The fact that Bullet For My Valentine stated, the four of us collectively feel that the time is right for us to divert our full attention towards the next chapter of Bullet For My Valentine. We can't wait to get back in the studio later this summer and finish what we promise you is our best album to date. Now, since all of this, Matt Heafy has put out a video on his and Trivium socials addressing the entire situation, saying this.
Hi, Kichi here. The tour's been amazing. It's been truly wonderful. Absolutely amazing. You've seen in our faces, you've seen the photos, you've seen the videos. You know, there was an initial plan and plans changed, and you know us. We want to be everywhere and nonstop and go and we'll happily play anytime, anywhere, any place. And you know, they've got other plans to do a record. So I respect that. I respect the fact that things change. And I think we definitely need all of us, let's pull back on the negative stuff. You know, let's go back to remembering what we all love, and that's loving bands and loving music. And sometimes plans change, and sometimes that causes headaches and disagreements. And it's like anything in life. It's like a relationship. It's like with your family. It's like with your coworkers. It's like any of that stuff. So let's pull back on all that stuff. Let's keep it classy, keep it friendly. All I gotta say is thank you from the bottom of my heart to, first of all, the Trivium crew. Love them so much. They are a family to us. I will always protect them, and I'm always thinking about them and their well-being and their income and all of that. My bandmates, the Bullet crew, are incredible human beings. Awesome. We fit perfectly. Both the crews worked perfectly in sync. You know, I've said it multiple times, we've done 12 to 15 co-headliners with all sorts of amazing bands, and I felt that this was the best co-headlining pair that I've ever seen in my life. I feel like the Trivium Shogun and the Bullet fans really love both bands. I just thought it was such a magical thing, and it still is a magical thing, and it still can be a magical thing. It's not, that magic is not gone, okay? So thank you to the amazing Bullet crew, the ones that were just working for Bullet, the shared crew. Thank you so much to the Bullet band. I've been a fan of them since I started, since I was 18 was the first time I guided them, and I still am. You know, I've covered multiple songs of theirs at shows. I'm so proud of my student, Jamie. Jiu-Jitsu, just it's awesome when you get to make a best pal like that. So everyone's awesome. So thank you to the band, the crew. Thank you to Orbit Culture band and crew. Freaking phenomenal band. Mark my words, arena metal band. Mark my words. Thank you to the August Burns Red band and crew, one of my favorite bands of all time. I'm so happy to finally tour with them. So happy to become such good pals with Jake. Pals with all of them, but you know, every once in a while, especially through if you'll get in my legs and you let me get in your legs, we might become best friends too, right? Thank you so much to the Bleed From Within band and crew, the Silosis band and crew, anyone I missed, all the promoters across the world who made this happen, the booking agents, both sides of management, Raw Power, 5B, the labels, everything. Don't let the press blow this stuff out of proportion, okay? I saw Apollo statements, and they were right. We wanted to play. We want to do the thing. So let's not drag any of that back up. Let's end this on a positive note. This was fucking amazing. 20 years. I can't believe it's been 20 years of Ascendancy, 20 years of the Poison. I wish them all the best in the world. Can't wait to buy the new record the day it comes out. Theirs. And to all the people that we still wanted to see, you know, we're still going to see. Just going to figure out when. It's too close to book it now for the rest of this year, unfortunately. But we will have a North American thing that comes out, and you know us, man. We booked an Argentina show in 3 weeks and sold that thing out. We could do that again in many places. So whether you're in Iceland, or you're in Cape Town, or you're in Japan, or South Korea, or China, or Indonesia, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, Ecuador, everywhere, we're gonna come back. We never stop. I know this is long-winded, but just basically, thank you so much to Bullet, Bullet Crew, Orbiculture Crew, August Burns Red Crew, Silosis Crew, Bleed From Within Crew, and Trivium Crew. I love my Trivium Crew very much. I will always protect them and make sure that we can keep doing this together, because we're a big family. They don't work for us, they work with us. Shogunate, I love you. Bullet fandom, I don't know, the bullets, the bullet casings, the gunpowders, all you too, I love you too. It's been great meeting all of you. I don't know if this video is too long or what, but there it is. I'm just so happy that, 20 years later, people still want to listen to Ascendancy. And I'm never going to get tired of playing that record. Ever. I'm never going to get tired of hearing the Poison. Ever. Keep it classy. Love y'all. South America, we'll be back. Central America will be back. North America will be back. Australia will be back. Asia will be back. Southeast Asia will be back. Antarctica, I don't know about you. But Iceland, I'd like to come to Iceland. See ya.
So, as I mentioned earlier, it looks like the cooler heads, thankfully, have prevailed. And we now know that Bullet For My Valentine are soon to be working on a new album, and Trivium are going to be continue touring the Ascendancy. I hope behind the scenes that both bands have been able to put the water under the bridge. It just sucks when you see your favorite bands beefing out like this in public, particularly when it's two bands of the same era who were on tour together and ultimately supposed to be celebrating two phenomenal albums in the Poison and Ascendancy. That being said, if you are one of the folks who is going to be catching any of the last dates of this Poisoned Ascendancy tour, make sure that you enjoy every moment of it, because whilst it looks like things have at least cooled down, I think it's fair to say that this will likely not be happening again.
For all of us here at News Center 4, I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
Primordial Radio.